The following program was paid for by Southern American Media. Fox 30 WGBC invites you to the talk of all the towns in East Mississippi and West Alabama. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Candace.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray, along with Candace.
Yes.
I almost wanted to say with Festus.
Festus?
That looks just like what Festus, his scarf that Festus used to wear on Gunsmoke.
Okay.
Well, I'm not being ugly. I
I know. Yeah, it's just a little accent scarf.
No, that actually looks
kind of
good.
matches my boots.
Honestly, what was that called? Was it just a handkerchief that
I think
he
it
wore?
was probably just a handkerchief or something. I don't know. Maybe.
But he always had that look, that one eye about half closed.
Yeah. It was odd that they played him as Festus and another character. We've talked about that before.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He was a kind of ladies' man schemer.
On that other
one
episode.
time. Yeah.
I always thought that Newley was one of the best characters that they had on there as his sidekick. I liked him better than Dennis Weaver when Dennis Weaver played Chester on there.
Yeah.
I just liked it a little bit better.
Yeah, I did too. I think Dennis Weaver was a little, I hate to say, I don't want to say boring, but
Yeah, it just it didn't grab me as
I
well.
think it was just his voice, the way he talked.
Yeah, and then you go
kinda
back
slow.
and you read all of that. He put the limp in the leg because he didn't want anybody to confuse him with Matt. There's absolutely no way that you could have got those two confused.
Right, yeah.
That was a big man, you know it.
He was tall.
I mean, and from everything I've ever read about James Arness, he carried the weight of the world on his shoulders. And they said at work, he never ever told anybody the many problems he had at home with his wife. And it was just.
He did have a lot of problems.
Yeah, at home. She was not, I don't know if the word is disturbed, but she had issues and his children had issues. And no matter what, he always stood there with a smiling face and just kept going. Bless him.
You never know what people are going through.
No,
behind
and
closed
Candace
doors.
tells me all the time she's hangry over there. I know what's going
Well,
on.
I can get hangry. No.
Have you ever been to that point
happily-
to where you're hungry and you just have to call it, I'm hungry, y'all get out the way?
Oh, let me just tell you. If you've ever had a colonoscopy.
Have not.
Not a colostomy, but a colonoscopy. Colonoscopy, you cannot eat for ever, it feels like, before you go have that done. I was not a pleasant person to be around.
That ain't the part that bothers me. It's that part about them knocking you out and your rear end being up in the air and everybody and their brother coming in and
I
looking.
don't want to think about that part of
But
it.
that's
the
what
worst
happens.
part to me, the worst part of the whole thing was not being able to eat. I know that's awful. I mean,
It wasn't a part
or that
of
seems-
living in the bathroom for 2 days
Well,
before you go.
No, I mean to me that was not bad. But look, we're getting all personal here. I won't tell all.
Well, you brought
I'm
it
just
up.
saying I will get hangry. Yes, if I do not have food, I will get upset.
Oh, well, one day I'll go have that done. That's the plan.
I think everybody needs to have that done.
I'm scared. I'll be honest with you.
Just
I'm scared
to be on
about
the
it.
safe side. I mean, you never. My mother had colon cancer, so I had to
Right.
had to go get that done. But yeah, it's always better to be cautious and safe and get checked out. You
There you
never
go.
know. Everybody needs to do it.
Well, good morning to everyone. As rumors started flying last night, I was getting a little information here and a little information there. I couldn't pinpoint what it was. I knew something had happened in Carthage. I just didn't know what. It would be, I knew someone had been shot. I couldn't put my hand on it. I couldn't get anybody to go, yes, it's 100% true. WLBT out of Jackson broke the story. They got to it first, and a big thank you to them on that. We found out that a person was shot and 2 others were injured last night. It was more or less a rolling shootout. I left
It was at the parade, right?
No.
Around the parade, wasn't it?
The way they worded that was, and it does grab your attention, oh my goodness, it was at the parade. It really wasn't.
It wasn't. Okay.
The parade started on one side of town, and they worded it to where just after the parade started. Well, it
Okay.
does make you think, oh my gosh, it happened there with all those people.
It just went on at the same time.
Correct.
Just in a different area of
But
the
it
town.
was, what do they call that? That bait and click, to where it makes you go, oof.
Oh, yeah.
And that's sort of what that was. They didn't lie, because it did happen
Right.
about the time the Christmas parade started.
Well, thank goodness it wasn't at the parade.
Highway 16 near an apartment complex. They would find one man inside the apartment complex with a bullet wound to his leg. The Escalade was bullet ridden, from what I understand. She was still alive and another man was deceased, and it went up and down Highway 16. It looks like it was probably a domestic dispute of some sort. We'll find out more probably later as daylight breaks on all of this. But that's bad. Right here at Christmas,
Oh, yeah.
somebody's life has been affected by that.
Goodness.
And we hate that.
Yeah, that's awful. It is. Domestic violence is it's an awful thing.
And somebody always getting angry. And, you know, if you just calm down for a few moments, you can usually work most anything out.
Right.
What
Most of
board
the
game
time.
did you mention yesterday?
Oh, sequence. Not sequins like Scotty Ray.
That's what I was fixing to say.
Sequence, like so many in a row, that type thing. But that's how you play it. It's played with cards, like a deck of just real playing cards. And then the game board is just like pictures of all the cards that are in the deck.
Okay.
Okay.
You have to match them?
What you do is each person, it depends on how many people you got playing, and you read the rules, it tells you. But you either get 6 cards, or you get 5 cards dealt out to you. And then you play whichever card you want to. You just pick out of your hand of cards. You pick which card you want to put you have little coin looking things. And there's 3 different colors, blue, green, and red. And you get a color, and the other teammates get a color.
You get a line, I get a pole.
You can even play teams. You can play you and somebody else against another couple people. But anyway, you pick a card, and the goal is you have to get a sequence of 5 in a row, and you can kind of do it. You can do it crossways, up and down. You can do it diagonally. But it's really a neat game. And
Checkers, folks, checkers.
these look like little checkers, the little coins do. But anyway, it's fun, and it's easy for kids to learn. So it's not real hard. My 8-year-old did it.
So you like that or playing dice out back for $10 a chunk? Which is better?
I don't know how to. Well, I think this, Scotty Ray.
We got a whole lot more to talk about this morning. Things that went thump in the middle of the night. Well, we're going to tell you about all of that, what went on in the Meridian area overnight. That's next. Y'all don't go anywhere.
Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs, your local pharmacy and gift shop, thanks you for your continued support. Whether you shop with us in store, through our app, over the phone, or in our drive-thru, our team will provide the best personalized customer service experience you expect from your local pharmacy. When you call or message us, you are promptly greeted by the Mr. Discount team that's ready to help. When you choose our pharmacy, you're choosing a locally owned pharmacy that cares about you and your community. Collinsville, Mr. Discount Drugs makes a difference.
H&H Residential of Meridian is your #1 carpet and flooring store. If you've been thinking of a new look for your home or office, call for a free estimate or consultation. H&H can install, or you can do it yourself. H&H has all of your design needs from color, style, and texture. If you can dream it, H&H can make it a reality. Come see the large selection of hardwood flooring, laminate, vinyl, and even carpet. H&H Residential of Meridian, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, 321 Hawkins Crossing Road. Call Rosemary anytime, 601-462-9541.
Y'all look out. Scotty Ray and Candace, a good Friday morning. Chet Parker says a good morning, and hope everybody has a great weekend.
Yes,
A lot of deer hunting going on this weekend. We'll also tell you about the drawing that happened with the Battle of the Bucks. We got a winner to announce here in a little while. They get a prize pack, and we'll tell you all about that here in a little bit.
Exciting. Yeah.
All right, as you were sleeping last night or getting ready for bed, the criminals were hard at work. And I brought this up earlier. I haven't got a lot posted this week. Information of getting confirmations have been kind of hard. There are things that happen that I know, but if I can't verify it, I don't pass it along because I feel like it has to be the most accurate information.
Right.
We do know last night, and I think there's been a lot more this week. We've had another burglary in Meridian as we turn to look at the headline this morning. This is on North Frontage Road is where this happened. You go right past New South Ford. This used to be the parts auto store. Remember that?
It's next to the bumpers.
Yeah.
Where bumpers used to be, right?
Sure is. And there's Pizza Hut right over there. What we have there is someone broke in, they went in the back door. Now, we don't know what they got, but we do know that it was 2 individuals that went into this. Almost matches the MO of every other burglary that's happened lately. 2 folks. We still got a stabbing guy still at running the streets, and Meridian hasn't been arrested. Y'all keep it in mind. I know it hadn't been a lot brought up, but he's still out there. But burglary, trying to take things that weren't theirs and messing up businesses and costing a lot of money.
Yeah, and these games, gosh, that will cost these businesses a whole lot of money too.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, here right before Christmas, that was probably going to be a big money maker for them.
Yeah. So
tell them what they got, but.
We'll try to find out more on this today as this progresses. MPD is working the case. If you happen to have driven by and know anything, call the Meridian Police Department, 482-1893. Sometimes just a itty-bitty thing that you caught out of the corner of your eye can be the link that solves a case.
Right. Yes.
I'm telling you, that's the way it works.
The criminals are really at large right now. I mean, scamming people on the phone, just all kind of things.
Friend of mine who was at home, and her best friend mentioned something about seeing her husband truck somewhere, and boom, that case was solved like that, and it was all over for him.
Oh.
See, it'll get you in trouble.
Yeah. That way will get you in trouble in a heartbeat.
We had just across the street a fender bender last night. This would be on the other side of the road there over by the cookout. And Metro had to roll up on the scene. It was minor, but they come out with the ambulance and checked everybody out.
That's a busy spot right there.
Oh, it is. And then
It's a really busy spot.
Have you had it to where more cars try to fit underneath the bridge and hang out in the roadway?
Yes. And there's a railroad track right there too.
Yeah.
So like if it's a line of cars, don't ever get stuck right on the track. I mean, just wait your turn to the next light or something.
That
It's just
turn out
scary.
bad quick.
It really could.
Did you, as kids, we used to do this. I don't know if, maybe it was just because we lived on the rural route and there wasn't a lot to do that we done think. Did you ever put a penny on the railroad track and let a train run over a penny and then go back and get it later?
I didn't. Mm-mm.
You didn't? The
No.
smash look? It's
I
neat.
have never done that.
Okay.
But
I
y'all
don't
had
see,
well, where was the railroad track?
it's downtown Scuba.
Scuba, yeah.
Now, don't
I
try
thought
that
you
at
were
home and
gonna
get
say
run
that.
over, but
Yeah.
that was one of those things that we used to do. They even have things where you drop a quarter in a machine and it runs it through it and it does it like that and gives it, and it stamps a logo on it of wherever you
Yeah,
are.
when we went to the Duck Dynasty place, the Duck Commander place, one time we went in there and they had you could put a penny in there and it would flatten it out and put a design on it.
See,
It was
look at that.
really neat.
We had a, well, it was an accident yesterday afternoon, and thank heavens no one got hurt. Let's go to Philadelphia as we go to next, downtown Philadelphia. You're coming up where you take a right to get on Highway 15. A bus and a school bus, a car and a school bus were involved in an accident. And no kids were hurt. It was 30 kids on board and a school bus driver and then someone in the car. They came out and checked out everybody, and everybody was fine, and they got to go on home after that. School bus, I don't even think got a scratch.
Yeah.
The car
Probably
did.
scary for the kids and the parents
Yeah.
that had heard there had been a wreck. Yeah, that's always scary. I'm glad everybody was all right.
Now, Candace is here to tell you about where not to drive when you're drinking and driving.
Oh my goodness.
This always stirs up a lot of controversy.
Yeah, I've heard a lot. I've seen a lot of comments and stuff about people, and I kind of understand it. Like, why would you tell where? But
Well, I can tell you why. It's lawsuits.
Yeah.
If you don't, as Ward was in with us one morning, he was talking about this. If you do this and you don't tell the public, they
Right.
can take you to court and have the court case thrown out because they were not identified. And this
That's
all
crazy,
happened of a
but,
national
yeah.
lawsuit.
yeah, that's crazy. But that's the reality we live in. So
Poplar
But, yeah.
Springs Drive tonight and Bunton Gun Road is
Mm-hmm.
where they will be, right up there by the old E.V. Harrington's store.
right.
So if you want to
That-
drive through just to prove that you don't drink, go on by and say, "Hey, Ward, how you doing?"
Yeah. Delville Grocery and Highway 39, where that intersects right
Mm-hmm.
there. They're going to be right there.
York, Kewanee.
Yeah, York and Kewanee at Kewanee. Wilkerson Loop, Highway 19.
And this will go on all the way toward December the 30th.
That's right.
Some
It's going to be
checkpoints.
daily.
Yeah.
So,
So y'all mark it, and if you're wondering why it's on there,
weekend.
that's it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
just
they're going to be out at Causeyville. So, lots of people want to go to Christmas parties. They want to partake
That's
in
right.
a little drink and stuff, but just try to have you another driver that's not drinking.
y'all might
at
want to
all.
take the boys and green some hot chocolate while they're out there doing that.
Yeah.
'Cause they really are working
and
hard.
some hand warmers. Yeah.
Oh, check on them. We did have and I brought this up earlier also about we had an accident at 40th Street and Poplar Springs Drive yesterday. Ambulances were called to check on a few folks. It did block traffic for a little while. If you'll see there, look at that line.
Yeah, that's right there by Poplar Springs School.
Yeah.
And stuff. Yeah.
And as we said, somebody sent this in that came along. We do appreciate that. We don't ever tell who sends it in because a lot of people are
Right.
concerned. I don't want my name brought up. We won't do that.
Yeah.
Send us what you see out there so we can get the headlines to the folks here a little bit quicker. We appreciate that.
Yes, we do. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Yeah, let's see here. Other things that are happening. Did you see where Chris McDaniel, I really thought that he was going to make that run toward governor. Rumor is that he may make a run toward lieutenant governor this time. It is not announced, but there's a chance that he would against Delbert Hoseman.
Oh, okay. So do we know who is thinking about running for governor?
There's a lot of talk of the different ones. That Lynn Finch is deciding if she's going to run. I think a lot of people like her.
Yeah.
Of course, Shad White. There's a lot of talk about him. Now, that's not confirmed. I almost feel like Shad would walk away with it.
I think he would do.
And the reason that there is talk is there's not a lot of confidence in one-term Tate. Oh, did I say that out loud?
Well, I think for the leadership of a state or a nation or any kind of a leadership position, you want somebody that is going to be firm.
Yeah.
They're going to stand their ground. They're going to want what's best.
And
I think he has done all three of those
You're right.
things.
And I've often referred to him as babyface Tate. I don't have that confidence.
I'm not talking about Tate. I'm talking about Shad White.
I'm talking about what the things I don't
Right.
see those qualities.
Right. Yes.
In Tate is why I
Yeah.
said that.
Yeah, I just think he's bent and broke too in a lot of instances.
It's just
about
not that
things.
John Wayne character leading the state, and I always feel like that's kind of what we need is a John Wayne
Yeah.
to help us out through these troubled times.
Well, like I said, in any kind of leadership position or any kind of a position to where you are making decisions for everybody else, I think you need to have somebody that's trustworthy. You need to have somebody that's wants what's best for, I don't care if it's a state, a city, a county, a nation, or whatever it is. You just need to get that best person in there. So it's going to make a difference.
Let's go to Louisiana. I went to a class in this little town 6-7 years ago. I had to stay there a week to be trained on, I forget what it was that I had to teach somebody, but I had to go be certified. And it was in Covington, Louisiana. Have you heard about what went on there?
No, I have not.
Well, a lady
No,
come
I
up
have not.
missing, and then a preacher come up missing. Later on, they would find 2 burned bodies
Oh, goodness.
and put the 2 together of what is fixing to happen here. And this goes back to our system. If I've read this story and understand it correctly, guy gets out of prison. He'd been sentenced to life. Well, 2 consecutive terms. One, it was like 60 or 70 years he's going to spend in prison. Well, guess what? Good behavior, he gets out. He ain't been out very long, and he is seen on a camera riding by her house. The pastor's over there. They work together. Rides by on a bicycle. He's seen coming back walking. He's seen crouching down in front of her house with a knife behind his back. Next thing you know, he's in her house.
Oh, my goodness.
And it is assumed that he killed the pastor and her. Great people there in Covington, Louisiana. It's not a huge town. It's a very nice town.
That's
All
awful.
because some parole board said, go on, get out. And that leads to other things. And I often wonder that people that sit on the parole boards that turn people, do they have a conscience when something goes wrong?
Well,
Do they feel guilty?
I don't know if they do or not, but I know that they're not being held accountable,
Yeah.
And that's, people who make these decisions like that, they need to be held accountable. They really do. And in a lot of instances, people go, oh, no, that's just their job and they can do what they want to do, So,
Life ain't all that way. But it caught my eye, and it just kind of bothered me that would take place, and it did.
yeah.
As Brenda says, you got to have a little backbone in you to run an office. You do, and you got to have some tough skin because I don't know if you got to hear this morning. It was really, really a great segment that Brother Ben gave us from the Collinsville Baptist Church, and it was all about being right is always not popular. When you become a Christian, you're sometimes looked at as wrong and yelled at and looked down upon. But does it really matter in the end?
Right.
And boy, it was great. I'm going to load that in a little bit, and I want y'all to go back and listen to that message because it really said a lot.
There's a lot of people that will even avoid conversations about stuff that they feel strong about, because they don't want the argument, And I feel like you got to go there sometimes.
Yeah.
You really have to go there. If you feel like you're standing up for something that's right,
Well, I made a note.
stay in silence, kind of like condoning it, you know?
I made this note, and I thought this was really worth repeating of what Brother Ben said on that. It says it's better to gain Jesus and lose the entire world than it is to gain the world but to lose Jesus. Is that not strong?
Yeah.
But I'm going to load that a little bit later, and I want y'all to go back and listen to that because I was really, really impressed by that little message.
Well, you know, and a lot of people think, oh, those goody two-shoes people that say stuff like that. No, it's really not. I mean, we're all sinners. I mean,
yeah.
we've all done things that we are not proud of. I mean lots of times. And
sometimes it takes Mississippi squirrels to straighten it all out.
Nobody's perfect. Nobody is perfect. But yeah, I think you should stand up and speak your mind when it comes to stuff like that you know is right.
So all I'm sitting here thinking is when she stood up, started naming names, the day the world went berserk.
Goodness. Yeah.
Scotty Ray and Candace, good morning to you. Already 8:20 as we start this day together. We certainly hope that you're feeling good. You got a smile on as we get it together today. I can't get it out, can I?
Are you going to be tongue-tied today?
Oh, do you remember the guy, the Ole Miss student that was presumed murder, but they never found the body?
Yes.
And they made the arrest.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, I ain't done it. Y'all ain't got no body. They have finally given him bond. They wouldn't let him out for the longest. But his attorneys have got him free on bond now. And he says he's innocent. Y'all have nothing. Y'all have kept me for no reason. Is the man innocent? I know it
I wonder if they've
involved...
given him a lie detector test and all that. I wonder if they've done that. I don't know.
There's a lot about that case that we just don't know.
I feel for the parents of the boy that's missing.
Scott says they're going to hunt Christmas lights.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
Yeah,
I
and if
love
y'all
doing
got a
that.
place to go look at Christmas lights, number one, make sure to send us pictures so we can share that. And then
Yeah,
put some
and-
locations up.
That's right, because I love going and seeing the lights, and you know, every year there's a couple of places that are always, you know, known for the lights that they do. But we always welcome new places. I want to say, hello, Miss Mary Godot, and let's see, scroll back up for 1 second. Yeah, her grandson, I think she said, great grandson, Liam Brooks Flint. It's his birthday. He's 19 years old.
Big name.
Yes, I love that, Liam. That's
Is that after Liam, what's his face?
Neeson?
I have a particular
I don't know if
set of
it's after him or
skills.
not. But I love that name. It's different. And good morning to Miss Mary Godot. She's the one that makes us the tea cakes.
Oh, they're good.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Yes.
if you ever get a chance to get some of those, make sure to get that. All right, let's talk about Sally Field. Everybody remembers her from the big screen. She's been in Steel Magnolia. She was a flying nun one time.
Yeah.
She was also known as Frog. She has told the dirtiness of what's out there, who the absolute worst kisser there ever was that she kissed on screen. It will really shock you, and you may already have heard the story by now, but he was like the sex symbol of the 70s. Every woman wanted to grab that copy that had well, we'll leave that alone.
Yeah.
But Burt Reynolds,
Oh, gosh.
she says, was the worst kisser there ever was. He claimed that she was the love of his life, even to his dying breath. He said that. She said he was too slobbery. That's the way she described it. He didn't know how to control it when he kissed her.
Oh, that's kind of nasty.
Look at her.
Yeah.
You think so? Huh?
That drool. I like.
That's what she called it.
That'd be
She said he
gross.
was a drooling fool and it wasn't fun.
Oh goodness. Well,
Awkward moment.
yeah, that is awkward.
He only took his hat off for one thing and one thing only.
What?
I can see that you don't remember that scene, do you?
I don't remember that scene, Scotty. Ray.
Smoking the Bandit.
Yeah. I'm sure, but I don't remember the whole thing. I've watched it several times, but I don't remember what he took.
You remember
his
the
hat off.
park scene where they pull in the Trans Am and he's trying to catch Fred back there and they're waiting on him. They have a little time to kill. I'm taking my hat off for one thing only. And she goes, ooh, can I take that off?
Gosh.
Might have been some slobber following. Scotty Ray and Candace, good morning. Hope we got you up and stirring now. We'll be right back with a little bit more.
When you gear up and journey out, nothing but you and the wilderness for miles. Just remember, you're the boss. Steel MS-271 Farm Boss, built for the toughest jobs. Journey onward.
Join Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesales every Tuesday night for a live auction, and you can bid from the comfort of your own home. Each week, Mike has a whole selection of auction items. Maybe you're a business that needs a liquidation sale. Or maybe you're in charge of an estate and don't know what to do with all you got. Talk to Mike Rice Auctions about an estate sale. Let Mike turn these items into cash for you. Your next deal is waiting for you at Mike Rice Auctions and Wholesale this Tuesday night, live on Facebook at 6:30. The Neshoba County Co-op is your one-stop shop for all your camouflage and clothing needs. To stylish flannel shirts and those warm Carhartt jackets. Maybe it's a new set of pants you need or bib overalls. A large selection of t-shirts and the latest fashions and colors when it comes to scrubs. A big selection of kids' clothing and Carhartt with jackets and more. With John Deere toys and a whole lot more. If it's on Santa's list, it can be found at the Neshoba County Co-op, 338 West Main Street, Philadelphia. Welcome back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we start your Friday morning. The weekend is here, our first weekend into December, as we talked about. A great time to pile up and go around and take a look at all the lights. Mm-hmm. Yuma, Arizona joining us as Roseanne Angelo. Is that how you say it?
I think
us.
So, yes.
Glad to have you. Appreciate you, girl.
My mother-in-law and father-in-law have a home in Yuma, Arizona, and they go down there. I don't think they've gone yet. Usually they're there by now, but she's been sick for a little while.
Have they ever taken
the COVID? Goodness.
The 310 out there?
I don't think so.
Just checking.
So. They usually drive. They're actually in Washington State, but they go to Yuma too. So I've never been there.
I got to get on one of my reporters. I mean, my own on-the-scene reporter has failed me. I didn't go last night because he had it. Chris Reed, where are you? I was tied up last night, and I asked Chris to handle everything for me. I had a question about the Boys and Girls Club. Chris was supposed to give me a full report, and it's blank.
Oh, goodness.
Where are you, Chris? Let's see if we can get an answer on that. Maybe he'll give us some information here in a little bit. I do want to bring this up, and I'm going to handle this delicately because it is always so sad when we have to talk about someone who passed away. Mm-hmm. There was a bolo that went out last night in Meridian that there was a missing person. Mm-hmm. A man did not make it home, and he was supposed to go to a funeral and had not made it. And he was found later at QB Sykes Park, and he'd gone, I think, to have his lunch and had a heart attack. Mm-hmm. And that's what I spoke with his daughter this morning. We passed along the most sincerest condolences to the family in such a matter as this, of that happening. It's so sad.
Yes.
And it goes back to we just never know when that moment could happen to us.
Yeah.
And I take this moment also to say this to my good friend Sandy Clark, who lost her husband last weekend. Well, it was actually on Thanksgiving Day. Her husband had a heart attack unexpectedly and died that morning. Sandy's a good friend of mine. She's a teacher at MCC. My condolences, my heart go out to you and your family during your time of grief also. You just hear so much more of this lately. Oh, young people.
Yeah, I know. It is a lot of younger people passing away. Just, mysteriously stuff happening, and then also heart attacks and stuff. I mean, it's so sad. I mean, we never know when it's going to be one of us. We just never know. You don't.
Now, what's Scott referring to? Are you sure it's working for you? Which comment is he referring to?
I don't know.
Yeah. I ain't got no clue there, brother.
I don't know either. But look, I do have a...
what?
There is a new drink. I don't know if you were watching the
whiskey
news this
or
morning.
bourbon?
I saw
what
it
is
this morning. No. It's called Pilk.
It doesn't sound...
Pilk?
No, it doesn't sound good.
Yeah, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good. But you mix milk, Pepsi, vanilla creamer, and heavy whipping cream.
All right. What do you do with it? You drink it?
You just mix it up and you drink it. And they say it tastes like a cream soda or something. It's supposed to be a holiday drink, I guess, or something. Or you make it a holiday drink. But yeah, I don't know about Pepsi. I don't know. Maybe that would be good.
Is it?
I prefer Coke sometimes.
Would you call one of these that kind of like one of these amped up drinks that you go buy, those energy drinks? Is that kind of what that is?
I don't know. To me, sounds like it would taste like a Coke float. But I know one of the ladies this morning said it tasted like melted ice cream, with the milk in it. So I guess it would. It's kind of neat, though. I mean, I think it
Yeah.
would probably be good. I think I told you I'd have to do the Coke in mine. Maybe call it, what did I say, Coca-Milk Cola?
Yeah, that's a good name there.
Instead of Pilk. Yeah, that didn't sound appetizing to me, Pilk. Yeah. It's
Well,
different.
that
It's
is
kind of
different.
neat, you know. Yeah.
I'll let Candace mix that up.
Yeah,
one
we'll
more.
have to try it.
See how it
We'll
tastes.
try it on camera. How about that? Make
Anita
you
said,
try it.
She put the.
But really, what is the difference, kind of, in that and
Well, see, I can't drink
ice
this.
cream and Coke, a Coke float? What's the difference? Not much difference, other than it would taste like melted ice cream. The milk.
I don't know. But I did try one of those energy drinks once, and it was like, it made me want to do backflips and go climb buildings.
I used to love to drink a Red Bull because it's
That's what I'm
it was
talking
it was an energy drink, and it tastes like a sweet tart. Until like I started with heart palpitations and stuff,
Yeah.
and my friend was like, "Don't you drink one of those?"
I thought you were going
Give
to tell
you
me
a
to
heart
put
attack.
weight on you because I hear so many people
I
go,
don't
boy, I
know.
was drinking one of them every day and I put on 20 pounds just like that.
Oh, I don't know, but I know one time I thought one didn't do anything. I thought, this is not even giving me energy. I'm not even feeling this. I drank another one right behind it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even do a haircut. I was shaking.
See, that's how those dealers get you hooked.
I guess.
Just warning you.
I guess.
Let's take a minute, roll back time, and take a look at a few things that happened on this day. Anybody remember the name Kathy Lee Gifford? She used to be a huge television name, if y'all remember back in the day. There she is, Kathy Lee
Crosby, yeah.
Bless her heart.
Yeah,
Born in
I remember her.
1944. She was real big time. Do you remember the song "Papa Was a Rolling Stone"? It was #1 today. Back in '72, I was 3 years old at that time. Do y'all realize that was 50 years ago? As we look at that, there it was. Papa was a Rolling Stone. Maybe you remember that, and maybe it was one of your favorite songs.
Yeah, I like that song though.
Let's see. You Don't Bring Me Flowers, Barbara Streisand. You remember
Is
that
that
one?
Neil Diamond next to her?
That's old Neil.
Yeah.
You Don't Bring them. It was #1 in 1978. What hairdo did you call that back then?
A frizzy one.
It's where you go get your hair curled. It had a
Yeah,
name.
it's a perm.
Perm.
Yeah, she had that permed hair.
Yeah. That was never one
I
of my
guess
favorites.
it's permed. I don't know. Maybe that's her natural. I don't know.
Could be. Not back in '81. This girl appears in a lot of things I can't even talk about nowadays. But she was born today, Britney Spears.
I don't know that Britney's kicking on all cylinders.
She's got some issues.
Yeah.
Speaking of last night, we see that Kanye not kicking on all cylinders, got chunked from Twitter.
Oh, goodness.
Elon said, mm-mm.
What was he doing?
that's-
I
he was-
heard the tail end of something this morning. They were talking about something he said.
He went to typing stuff that crossed over the rules of
Right.
threatening, and they said, no, you can't stay here.
He is kind of like
he went on an interview and had a mask over his face. I ain't never seen anything like that.
He's kind of like a loose cannon,
Very.
unstable, really unstable. It seems like seems like he's a smart guy,
Yeah.
but he's just, I don't know, different.
1983, I did not get to watch this. Why? Because there was no such thing as cable in Scuba, Mississippi in 1983. It didn't exist. But for the rest of the world that had it, well, they got to watch the Thriller video as it premiered on MTV on this day.
I remember this. Yeah, it was kind of gruesome though. It was a
Vincent
little
Price.
too much to me. But
We learned that Lucy's sweetheart, her former husband, would pass away on this date back in '86. Desi Arnaz passed away at the age of only 69. I really thought Desi was older than that. And until you go back and look at all this, you don't realize these things.
yeah, he looked. I saw a episode of him on Johnny Carson, and I think I want to say maybe Ed McMahon was on there at the same time. I don't know, but he was a funny guy. I mean, he really was. He was pretty funny. He always had that. Was it a cigarette or a cigar or something?
he
Yeah.
did. Hey, Lucy.
Yeah.
Love the way he said that. That's just a mirror.
You got some splaining to do.
Yeah. I was trying to say a memorable, I can't get it out. Memorable? Is that the
Yeah.
way you say it? Moment there.
Yeah.
Janet says that Kanye is a legend in his own mind, and I tend to agree with you.
Yeah. I think. Yeah, he is. That would really explain it right there.
LaWanda
In
says
his own
those energy
mind.
drinks make her heart race too.
Yeah, I
Tell you-
haven't drank one since my friend told me I was going to die. I was like, okay, I won't do that. She's a nurse. I'm going to trust her.
Another thing that's made hearts race was this old boy from Tupelo, Mississippi. He made a bunch of hearts, and people pass out just him walking by them. We're talking Elvis, and it was Jailhouse Rock on this date back in '57 as it went number one.
That's right. You know, that's a Michael Jackson move right there.
Elvis had it first.
He got all. That's right. He got all his moves from Elvis, I think.
You know, there's a
know that
lot to that.
Yeah.
Because
He
Elvis
wanted to, be with Lisa Marie. Maybe he was obsessed with Elvis.
I
guess he
think
was.
that had something to do with it.
Yeah.
I'll say I was shocked the day that I found that out. And I was like, do what?
I know.
Yeah.
Things that make you go, Remember that song?
Yeah. Mhm. If you've ever thought that, well, Garth may not think the same way you do, well, here's another example of that back in '98. Yeah. We'll
That's
leave it
another
at that.
thing that make you go, Or what?
He was too busy to come sing at Donald's inauguration, but fit right in on everybody else's. His schedule allowed it back then. Yeah. Oh, well. But I like Garth as a person. He's nice. His political views, me and he may not agree upon.
Right.
Have to give credit.
Agree to disagree.
Yeah, you sure do. I wanted to bring up this next guy. Boy, what a great song this was. Sometimes When We Touch. Anybody remember the guy named Mark Gray? Sometimes When We Touch.
Yeah.
He sang that. He done a lot of writing for Alabama. He done several of those. Number one hits for them. It Ain't Easy Being Easy by Janie Freaky. Secondhand Heart. All of those. He was born Vicksburg, Mississippi. That's why I bring him up.
All right. There's been a lot of stars come from Mississippi now.
And his big song, if y'all remember, was On the Left Side of the Bed. Does that ring a bell? Or is it, no, it's drawing a blank over there, y'all.
If I heard the song, I might
Oh,
recognize
it was a great song. Huge number one for him. But a lot of his stuff will be remembered for what he wrote for others. But he did have that one huge hit of his own. 1988, I have laughed, and I have laughed with you if you've ever watched any of these movies. OJ would even get to be a part of one of them.
Yeah. Leslie Nielsen. Wasn't that his name?
Yeah, that's him.
And The Naked Gun. It premiered in '88.
What's it? Elvis's ex-wife was even in it.
Oh, yeah. Priscilla.
Yeah. You know where the...
That was before some surgeries.
Oh.
She does not look the same.
She's changed?
Oh, yeah.
I hadn't seen her lately.
Oh, yeah. I think from what I saw in an interview that there was some plastic surgery did not go well.
Rick Gardner, that is so funny that he posted that. He goes, well, Elvis got his moves from Forrest, if you watched Forrest.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And when he when he stayed at their house or something. Yeah. Wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Your mama sure cares about your education.
That was the
funny
principal,
slide.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Or the superintendent of education.
Okay.
Son.
Goodness.
We'll leave it at that. We'll be right back with Scotty Ray and Candace as we kick into this Friday morning early. Good morning to you.
At the Back Porch, we're bringing families back together for fun, food, and all the things you love to enjoy around your home. Every event starts with a great grill, great cookware, and accessories. Add in some locally sourced meat and dairy, along with frozen vegetables and casseroles, and over 500 brands of spices and sauces. Relax in our chairs, swings, daybeds, and have fun with our cornhole boards. From coolers to trailers, we have everything you need. When you see the big chair, you've made it to the Back Porch.
Have you been hurt on the job? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Know your rights when it comes to the workplace injuries. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
Well, as we talk about cleaning, Godwin, well, that's the name that should come to your mind first. And they do so much of it here in the Meridian area, all around from hospitals to universities. A lot of work over at the Mississippi State. Both branches they've been cleaning. And they can do that for you at home, or maybe you run a business, need it cleaned up. Maybe it's a parking lot that you need to get all that old oil stain off of that. You know how cars leak? They can make it look good again. How about getting your roof redone? Well, you don't have to do that because, well, they can come clean the one you got.
Yeah, make it look brand new.
Shingles, all of that, including your sidewalks, your decks. Look at all of this. Makes it look good where you don't slip.
That's right. That is dangerous.
Very.
When it's covered with that.
The latest equipment, you can reach them at 601-253-8262. See them at Godwin Cleaning Services for anything that you might need cleaning there, Candace.
I know. I need my windows done. They
Windows?
do that, I think.
Invite Florence over. She'd be glad to do that for you. Now, there's a lot of people who go, huh? Yeah, the Jeffersons.
Yes.
In case you didn't know
Florence
there.
She was funny.
She was. I really, really liked her. One of those.
I just knew she was going to haul off and hit him one day, but I never saw that. George.
Yeah. Did you see in the headlines yesterday, and we got two examples of this, a 10-year-old wanted to order something off of Amazon. His mother wouldn't order it for him, and he stabbed her. We also see here in the headlines that there's a 21-year-old that pushed, he killed his mom, and then he says he accidentally stabbed his sister, blames his mom for him not being a man. That's disturbing.
Yeah, that is.
There's a point in time all across America where you have to take responsibility for what you did instead of blaming others.
Right.
That has a lot to do with it. No one's taught that you're responsible for what you do. It's not a gun, it's not a brick, it's not a knife, it's not someone else that pushed you. You did this.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of people do that nowadays, the blame game. I mean, look, we have like higher ups in our country that constantly, you call them out on something, oh, well, it's their fault, it wasn't mine. I didn't do that. But yeah, stuff like this with kids, I mean, I don't know, but, you know, sometimes when people lack any kind of discipline, things like this.
It just gets worse.
Starts
with that, oh, I'll just put you in timeout, I think.
Yeah. And then there are, you know, instances where parents have tried their best to raise them in the right way and make them right, you know, walk a straight line, and they're going to veer off in another direction.
Johnny Paycheck wrote a song about that. It turned out to be, I'm the only hell my mama ever raised. I love that song.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another liquor store went down. Did you see this about the guy that has been carrying across America? He's walked 5,000 miles. Someone threatened to shoot him, and he got into a fight with him. He was arrested. I tell you, I like to point out things that maybe get left out in other areas across this. If you've got a 401k and it's your retirement, you should be concerned. Biden is asking permission to start investing 401k in some of these underperforming companies that are out there that, well, this green thing that's happening across America.
Right.
It hadn't happened yet, but he's asking permission to let 401ks do that. That might not be such a good idea. Just small thoughts from somebody that doesn't have a lot in those.
A lot of people do, though. I've heard a lot of people saying that they even want to look at their 401k.
Yeah, it's been bad lately.
Yeah.
Are you going to watch any of this Harry and Meghan's Netflix show?
I'm not. I can't really. You know, I went to a friend of mine's house when she and Harry got married because she had this little party thing, which, you know, because she's all into the royal stuff. But I don't really care to even listen to her anymore, the Meghan.
Yeah,
she's just kind of spoiled my whole.
She's done things
thoughts
that,
of her.
Right.
Yeah.
I've just kind of tuned her out as well. If it's a headline, I just kind of keep rolling there.
Yeah. I just think she's done the royal family wrong. I mean, I really do. But that's just I believe that he's kind of went along with her. But, you know, I mean, it's kind of hard when it's your wife and you have children. Mm-hmm. You know, he still should have not disrespected his family. But he did.
I hate we don't have Ricky Ricardo next to go, hey, Joe, you got some splaining to do. The Mexican president, have you seen this? He's going, Joe, where is he? What went on with this? The United States put a drug dealer behind bars for 49 years. 2 years later, he's no longer in prison, and Joe's not talking. The Mexican president is wanting to go, how'd he get out? What's going on?
Yeah.
Joe is quiet.
Did he know something? Was he going to talk about something, and maybe he let him go?
It does make you wonder sometimes, are some things for show?
Yeah.
And then you forget about it, and, well, they're turned loose.
Yeah.
Some things we'll never know. I guess we shouldn't. The student loan has got another rejection as another court has said, hang on, Joe, you can't be giving away all that money just yet. Mm-hmm. Not so sure that that's a great idea either. That's a very touchy subject across America right now.
It is.
Let's see here. At least 7 were injured when a school bus struck a home in New York. Ooh, it was big time. You know, I mentioned this also on the Mississippi Gulf Coast this week. I forget which day it was, to where a woman wrecked and hit a church. It killed her instantly and burned the church down.
Oh my
The
goodness.
church, as they said, their church can be replaced, but her life cannot be.
Yeah.
We're not sure how she lost control, but if there is good in anything, she did not suffer. I think she was killed upon impact. So there was not, if you know what I'm talking on
Yeah.
that. But condolences to them also as we look at things across the state of Mississippi that have gone on. You never think about this when you take your kids to the park. As we see crime and things spiraling out of control across America, you often take your kids to a park and let them
Right.
play. A kid is going to crawl around on the ground, is he not? I think this was San Francisco is where this took place. Yeah, San Francisco. A man took his 10-month-old, was letting him crawl around, picked up some fentanyl that was on the ground. The baby has died. I mean, how would they have ever known?
Oh my gosh, that's awful.
Isn't this the city that lets people kind of do this and, well, it's not against the law anymore?
That's awful.
How can
Horrible.
you...
You know, and what's scary is it doesn't take a very large
No.
amount of that to even be the residue or something from it be on something and you touch it.
I've heard
and you
about it
can-
being on money, hadn't you?
Yeah, I've heard of that, and I mean, I've heard of people trying to. There was wasn't there a police officer in some area of the country who tried to give someone mouth to mouth to try to bring them, revive them, and then he become
Yeah. Sick
you
due
know,
to what
sick
was on
to
them.
that, yeah, he overdosed.
Oof.
So that's scary. It really is scary. And you know, you can't trust to let your kids go and just do. You know, kids are gonna pick up stuff just like the baby,
Right.
the 10-month-old. Even we were at the ballpark one night.
kinda like
Somebody
letting
had
your-
left loose change all over the bleachers, and it was just sitting there when we got there, just sitting there, just spread out. And the kids automatically went over there and started, oh, change, you know.
Yeah.
Well, who knows? I mean, that could have been laced with something. It's just scary in this day and time. You just don't know. I was going, don't pick that up. Don't touch that. You
It's
know?
like letting your wife in Hobby Lobby. You never know what she'll pick up. Wanted y'all to think that. CNN is cleaning house. Are you up to date on all this? Their ratings are horrible.
Oh, yeah. I knew
And
the
they've
ratings
got to
were
fix
bad.
it. They've gotten rid of a chunk of folks. Chris Kazella, if I pronounced his name right, Alice Gankoski, Alex Phil, Martin Savage, and Robin Meade are gone. That's what happens when you have horrible ratings.
So why are they letting them go now? Because of the stuff they've said and done? Now
They're
they're trying
no
to
one-
backtrack?
No,
try to,
their ratings were horrible. No one's watching the network anymore, so they're trying
because
to
of
bring.
that, though, right?
Yeah, I would say that
Yeah.
caused it. It's just been a far left leaning to where even the left don't watch it now.
Well, I think you can take things way beyond limits, you know,
You can.
to what people can even tolerate. And I think that's what's happened here. I knew, though, when all that mess started, I was like, they're cutting their own throat. They are.
You know, and CNN was the founder of 24-hour news, and that's all you thought for years. It was just branded. That's where I need to go when I
Right.
need to find out something. They have really, let me say it real Southern, they've ruined that.
Yeah. Well, this whole country, to me, has been burnt, if you want to say it like
To
that.
a
yeah.
degree.
It really has. I mean, when people start wavering away from morals and stuff like that, I mean, people get sick of it. They're tired of people trampling on our country.
Did you say, and they're calling this, is there something wrong? Is the cast of this show plagued with something horrible? Another member of Dog the Bounty Hunter show has passed away. He was on all the shows. A guy named David Robertson died during a Zoom call, fell dead while he was on there talking.
Gosh, at 50 years old.
Yeah,
that
you know,
is
of course,
young.
Dog went through 4 wives. His wife, she
I
was
didn't know
tough.
it was 4.
He's had 4, yeah, before he married.
Wow.
Was it Beth that was so
Yeah, why does he wear those like 1990s
Wrestling-
looking sunglasses?
Because it makes you go, why is he wearing that? I guess it makes you talk.
Yeah, and that bleached, untoned hair. That drives me insane.
It makes him stick out. He's not just the guy in the crowd then.
It does make him stick out.
Maybe that's the reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
Something to think on there. Scotty Ray and Candace, it is Friday.
Take the short drive to Jackson Flowers' new location on Highway 19 North and step into their winter wonderland. For the past 60 years, they've been bringing the joy of Christmas to the Meridian area. From home decor, live or artificial floral arrangements, the perfect gift for that special someone on your Christmas list, and even T-shirts to show your Christmas cheer. And don't forget to pick up a treat for your fur baby. Visit Jackson Flowers at their new location 2 miles north of Walmart on Highway 19 North. Jackson Flowers, for all occasions.
Rockhouse Gun and Pawn is open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m. Lots of different calibers and brands to choose from when it comes to hunting rifles. Whether you're looking for a new pump shotgun or an AR, the Rockhouse will have the gun that you need. With a huge selection of ammunition for just about any caliber that you may be looking for. pistols, scopes, and a whole lot more. Plus a private lobby for your confidentiality when it comes to your pawns. Rockhouse Gun and Pawn, located at 5430 Highway 19 North Meridian. The Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville is passing on these great savings this week. Fresh green bell peppers, 89 cents. Halo or Cuties, a 3-pound bag, $6.99. Heinz Coca-Cola products, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 2 for $11. Sirloin Inn pork chops, $1.39 a pound. And certified Angus beef shoulder roast, $3.99 a pound.
And we're down home, down the street, Piggly Wiggly.
Let's talk about Snowden. Yeah, and company. They do a lot when it comes to real estate. You'll notice all around town, you'll see there's many places that, have them signs put out. Whether it's land or a home, they do a little bit of everything. Maybe it's commercial property you need. Looking to open a business. They can locate that for you also. A big home. Maybe you need a smaller home. They got all sizes for you to meet the need of what's going on in your life right now. Many to choose from lakes to, subdivisions to maybe you prefer the country life. They can find the home for you because, there's so many different choices in life. From Jackson, Mississippi, the Flowood area, back over to Meridian, Clark County, any of these areas around here in Newton, they got it for you. Snowden and Company Real Estate. See the many homes they have there online. Drop by and visit with them. They'll take you for an official visit at the home. Pretty simple to do there. Located on Poplar Springs Drive. This is the staff, and you can reach them at 453-3937 is the way to reach them. We had somebody ask what something was in the background.
Something gray in the corner
Well,
of the studio. I don't know.
I have no idea. Let me hit this button here, and I got a mess in the corner. There's some boards I hadn't picked up.
Ooh, that's the view. You can really see.
Yeah.
My hair needs to be.
Look at that hair up there.
The dark roots. Look, I've waited so long. I keep trying to cover it up. I'm naturally really dark.
So when are you gonna fix that?
I don't know. When I have time. When everybody else has time.
We remember when you were a redhead there for a was it redheaded? What was that
I've
color?
been I say every color. I haven't been every color, but I'm naturally really dark.
Yeah.
Like dark as my eyebrows. And I've gone back dark before and everybody hates it.
Woo. It just wasn't you.
No. Everybody says, why'd you do that? I'm like, well, now I'm gray. I'm solid gray here and here on both sides. So anyway,
It's just a gray.
I don't know
thing.
when I'm gonna get it done. I'll take care of it as soon as I can. Though.
Work on it, girl.
Yeah.
And look, it's time to announce the winner of this week's prize pack in the Battle of the Bucks. As we pull this up to show you this morning, we go to Clark County. Randy Crow, congratulations. You win the prize pack from Hooks and Horn.
Yeah,
We'll have
that's
another
a
winner
nice-
next Friday.
That's a nice one.
Yeah, it is. Perfectly symmetrical, isn't it
I
there?
was gonna say that. Yeah, it looks perfect.
Your G2s are a little off there,
Yeah.
but I don't think he's going to complain about that. I like that deer.
Congratulations. So that's
Yeah. There's a lot of great deer out there. Make sure to enter your deer. Battle of the Bucks, you can go by the Rock House Trading Post. You can go down to Jay's Taxidermy. Many places to do that. Jay's just a name that you've known to trust.
Now, did they get it mounted? And
Yeah,
all that?
yeah, he's going to mount them.
Those are nice. Yeah, my husband has one or two of those mounts.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get him to hang it up in the house. Most women don't want that stuff
Yeah.
in their living room or whatever. I want it in ours, and he won't hang it up.
You're just trying to keep your man, is what you're
I
doing.
just like it. I don't know.
I tell him that too.
Yeah.
Angie does not like mine. So
I love them.
they're in my studio.
I think they look good.
I've got several in the attic that hadn't been hung in years. When we moved, they never got hung. Now that I brought that up.
Yeah.
I think that's all her fault.
You need to just put them everywhere in here. We
I
could
do.
put a Christmas hat on one.
I got two, and I got two. I think Jay's got a couple more I got down there I ain't picked up.
When I had my hair salon on my property, I had one on the wall in there. It was one that somebody gave me. I didn't. It wasn't mine, like that I killed or anything. But I just like it.
Look good.
It looks rustic.
Do you remember the headline where they thought a pilot committed suicide? Do you remember that story? They were flying. It was in North Carolina.
Oh, yeah.
And they said, "Oh, you must have committed suicide." That ain't what happened.
Oh, gosh.
As federal investigators have finally come to the conclusion, the guy got sick and he opened a hatch on the plane so he wouldn't do it in the plane and fell out.
Oh my goodness.
So it would have been better just to have gotten the plane dirty. But he fell to his death. How horrible that must have been.
Oh yeah, that is awful.
Thought you might want to know the rest of that story as we looked around at that.
I don't know about opening a hatch. Like, why would you?
Yeah, I know.
That's just kind of crazy. Goodness.
I see. As we go to Los Angeles, they had 10 students they had to take to the hospital. Why? Cannabis overdose. Imagine that. Yeah, happened to L.A. is where that went on. I think they're all going to be okay, but they did get sick.
We'll probably hear a lot more about all that
I think you
in
are.
the near future.
A warning has been sounded in Washington. We'll see if it actually happens after the new election goes in or the new year begins and people take over. But they're saying January 6th committee, you better make absolutely sure what you did is correct because, the committee is fixing to get investigated.
Oh,
Interesting, isn't it?
that's right.
It's the first I'd heard about that, and I thought, Because we
Well,
have
I think-
seen things like Russia, and things like that never happened.
Yeah. Well, it's a lot of stuff, that went on. And that whole January 6th thing, it's just a lot of unanswered questions that a lot of people have that this kind of been swept under the rug. Like why were the police standing down?
Yeah, why were there so
There
few
was video
there?
of that.
How did somebody get into Nancy's house?
Yeah.
I have a lot of questions I'd like to know.
I do too. I have a lot.
We don't know where that will end up, but somebody's going to investigate the investigators.
Yeah.
It's good to have a checks and balance. We'll see what becomes of it. It may be nothing, but we'll wait and see what they have to tell us on that. Boy, the Christmas lights are getting ready all around the city. We do hope you'll spend some time. Next week, we're going to focus on that. All the Christmas parades are going to be kicking off next week. The 10th is going to be a big one. I know
It is.
Collinsville is rolling.
That's going to be a busy, busy day and evening. It
Yeah.
really is. Yeah, Collinsville and
We got to get a float together.
yeah. That's the
Some
day
way.
also that the bikers are doing the toy.
Yeah, that's
toy
right
run.
there.
Yeah, Bikers United for Children toy run December 10th, benefiting for the Wesley House. We got a couple of birthdays too. We need to.
Okay, I need to go up there.
Let's see. Right there, Mary Hayes says that she wants to wish her dad, Tolliver Hayes, a happy 87th
Wow.
birthday. He is 87 years young. And he's at the Veterans Home in Kosciuszko. And then there was another one on down, like down at the bottom.
Oh, the other way.
Yeah, the other way. Tony Keller, she was commenting on it. Let's see, Patsy Pickard says she wants to wish her son, his birthday is tomorrow, a happy birthday. That's Chuck Pickard. Happy early birthday. Hope you have a wonderful day tomorrow. So, yeah.
Looks as though the Good Morning America crew that host that have been caught, maybe, in an affair. They both married.
Oh, my gosh.
I don't know if y'all read that yet, but that's the rumor.
No.
We'll leave it at that. You fill in the blanks. We want to say thank y'all for dropping by and spending some time with us. We'll be back Monday morning. We'll be here throughout the day with all the breaking information in the area. We'll see you soon.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: